Now, your forecast first on WHAG News.
Good evening. We've got a serious weather situation with a tornado warning in effect for Berkeley County, West Virginia, northern Jefferson, far southern Washington, and Frederick counties. This goes until 6:15. We've got tornadic circulation now just to the southeast of Martinsburg, West Virginia. A good Saturday morning. Well, this is truly an historic snowfall for the four-state region. Now we have reports of upwards of 15 inches of snow in areas around Petersburg, and likewise around the West Virginia Panhandle. A foot of snow is now common.
But even then, the snow is piling up so quickly that is creating a layer of very slick conditions on the roadways.
That's right, and Sarah, we've got nothing but sunshine to talk about for the next 48 hours or so.
I'm excited.
All good news there. Well, we're not the only ones experiencing the sunshine here, and also warmer temperatures. Then again, cool air aloft will move in, and that sets the stage for a pretty strong thunderstorm outbreak here to the south. We're going to be at the northern fringe of it, probably the worst thunderstorm activity down into the Carolinas. Nonetheless, we'll keep an eye on this all day tomorrow. You can follow us on Twitter at Your4StateWX.
And the weather is going to be picture perfect for it this evening. Temperatures dropping down into the 70s for the fireworks time. Going to be like room temperature, just with a little bit of a breeze out here. But tomorrow, keep in mind, it's going to be in the 90s, so we're going to be dealing with very hot conditions.
Hi there, Aaron. Another day, another round of damaging storms for the four-state area. Let's take a look at some video footage. This is from a chopper, and this is looking down towards Iamsville near the golf course there. Look at all the hardwood trees that were uprooted and really splintered right off towards the base of the trunks.
By this evening, it's going to be a completely different story out here. In fact, we don't recommend travel at all. I'm hoping these people on the roadways right now are heading to their final destination, because it's going to be a mess in just a short amount of time.
And you'll see this temperature range anywhere from 51 in Chambersburg. Look at Front Royal, though. 78 degrees. That's where the heat, humidity that are firing up the storms are. So as these storms move into the cooler areas, they begin to weaken a little bit. Clearly, it is not a time to be traveling. Leave it to the snowplows to continue to clear the roads. They'll be working all day long. All right, look at this picture here, sent in from Leanna Lang. This is a Jeep Cherokee, and you wouldn't know it, though, looking at this photo. It looks more like Horton the elephant. You can see hardly any semblance of that car, completely covered up. 2 feet of snow going to do something like this. And along with that, we have another message here. We have a special guest here, the Energizer battery with a firefighter hat on, telling us to not only change your clock, but to change the battery on your smoke alarm.
And so thank you so much for joining us this year for our Fright Lights. It seems to get better and better each year. And, of course, we're hoping for good weather for all the trick-or-treaters tonight in Hagerstown and for tomorrow night in the Mummers Parade. We're going to have all that information. Lou Scally's in the studio. He'll have your forecast in just a bit.
It's time now for your four-state weather with meteorologist Mike Grogan.
Well, it seems we're finally going to see that light at the end of the tunnel come tomorrow.
That's right. In fact, tonight, if you got to step outside, it was a wonderful night. Quite a difference in the amount of humidity that was in the air. And that's going to be the story for the next couple of days. So we got some nice weather to enjoy. And the weekend was a pretty muggy one. In fact, we had those thunderstorms that were rolling through the area earlier today. For the most part, the area escaped mostly unscathed, though there were a few areas that got rocked this afternoon, particularly around the Winchester area, over into the Panhandle into Loudoun County. And that pushed east from there. That was our strongest storm that we had in the area, producing some very high winds with some minor tree damage in portions of Loudoun County. The rest of us, though, saw a few showers. It was a little bit muggy, but then the cold front passed on through the region. You can see with the line of clouds moving further to the south, and drier air has filtered on in, and it feels absolutely pleasant outside. And that's setting the stage for a nice start to your work week. Well, we'll broaden the picture just a little bit. We weren't alone with the severe weather today. In fact, the eastern seaboard was inundated with severe thunderstorms anywhere from the mid-Atlantic all the way up into New England. Places that don't see tornado watches and severe weather very often saw quite a bit of it today. No tornadoes to speak of, but we did have quite a few high wind reports all throughout New England. But you can see the cold front now has slid well off this coastline and down all the way into the Carolinas. We're in a drier air mass now, and that's going to also be thanks to a high pressure that's moving overhead, and that's going to keep our weather awfully calm for the next several days. Temperatures cooling down very nicely, well into the 60s in Pittsburgh. Charleston at 65 degrees, 72 degrees in the Richmond area. A little closer in, we'll show you the winds here. They have been strong throughout the evening as that cold front moved on through. Some gusty winds behind it. In fact, a wind report in Hagerstown of 44 miles per hour. So that's enough to definitely take those garbage bins, if they're sitting outside, roll them onto the street. So maybe you had that experience this evening, but they are dying down now to about the 10 mile per hour range, and will stay that way throughout the rest of the overnight period. Hagerstown Airport, 69 degrees. Dew point is continuing to fall well into the lower 50s. That means temperatures are going to drop as well very nicely tonight. Northwest wind still at 14 miles per hour there. Here's some of those other temperatures. 63 in Bedford, 70 now in the Winchester area, 69 in Front Royal. Hanging on to 70 degrees in Frederick, falling though fairly quickly this evening. 64 in Cumberland, down into the mid-50s in Frostburg and Oakland, and 66 degrees in the Petersburg area. So here's what to expect. Refreshing air is moving on in thanks to high pressure in the muggy air mass finally being swept away by that cold front. The next several days will be nice, but then by midweek we have a spoiler which is coming in the form of rain. We do expect maybe a moderate amount of rain during the day, but it will be quick to move, and in its place, more heat and maybe some humidity thrown in there as well. So that'll be coming back by the end of this next week. All right, here's your surface map for tomorrow. Short-term outlook showing pleasant temperatures and also very low humidity continuing to fill into the area with plenty of sunshine, maybe a few afternoon clouds, but we think we're going to be rain-free across the entire region. You'll see that with our cloud and precipitation model. A few more clouds in the day tomorrow, but nothing that's big of a deal. You'll still see the sunshine. Even on into the day Tuesday, we'll have clouds building to our west, but we'll still have high pressure directly overhead, and by Tuesday evening, we'll see clouds filtering on in, and Wednesday, a fast-moving system will bring a bout of rain in here with the heaviest of the thunderstorms to our south, and further to the north, maybe some just plain old rain for a period of the day on Wednesday. And your extended outlook will show you exactly that. That low pressure moving along a very fast-moving jet stream that will be moving in and moving out pretty quickly, and its place will be followed by extremely hot air. All right, your zone-by-zone forecast. Temperatures in the mid-70s tomorrow in the Cumberland Valley. A few afternoon clouds. Otherwise, perfectly pleasant day. If you have the day off, a great day to be outside enjoying that weather. 77 Frederick, 74 degrees in Thurmont. Northwest wind 5 to 12 miles per hour. Eastern Panhandle, much of the same. Highs in the mid-70s. Get out there, enjoy it. It's going to be a wonderful round of weather. All right, for your forecast tonight, clearing skies, becoming cool, dropping well into the 50s. So a nice night to have your window open, for example. The breeze will also be lightening up towards the morning hours. But tomorrow, a little bit breezy. Winds up to 12 miles per hour, but not all that bad. Few passing clouds, mild and less humid, and that trend will continue through Tuesday. Very pleasant weather, but it'll be cooler on Wednesday thanks to the clouds and maybe some rain. A moderate chance of rain at this point, but beyond there, we're looking at more sunshine, but the heat returns Thursday, Friday, and nearing 90 degrees by Saturday with a slight chance of those afternoon pop-up showers and thunderstorms.
All right. Well, what a start off to the month of June we've had.
A little bit of a roller coaster.
Kind of seen it all.
Yep.
It's time now for your AccuWeather forecast with meteorologist Mike Grogan.
And we're back with meteorologist Mike Grogan, who has just informed me that the high today was 72 degrees.
Can you believe that?
I can. It's wonderful.
We can't ask for any better weather starting out the second full week in November. So
Yeah.
we're a good 15 degrees above average, and we're going to continue this streak for at least one day more, then we'll have some changes. We'll get to that in a moment, but not much to see here, folks. Satellite radar completely empty this evening. And in fact, we hadn't really seen a cloud in the four-state area all day long, just maybe a few clouds down into central Virginia, West Virginia. Not going to really impact our weather. We'll have nice clear skies overnight. Now, the National Satellite Radar is starting to get a little bit more active after several days of being extremely quiet. We have moisture coming in from the Gulf of Mexico, also a cold front moving through the upper Midwest. Both of these are going to play into our weather by midweek, but in the meantime, notice the entire eastern seaboard all pretty much in clear skies, and that will be the trend through the day tomorrow. Now, temperatures have also been mild across the central and eastern portions of the country, anywhere from the 60s down to the 70s along the Gulf Coast. Many areas saw 70-degree readings all the way through the upper Midwest today, so we're not the only ones with unusually warm temperatures. They're beginning to cool down, though, but still awfully pleasant. 66 Hagerstown, 66 also in the Queen City. 55 degrees, a cool spot in Frederick and Leesburg at 59. It's 63 in Romney, 56 in Frostburg, and still hanging on to 61 in the mountains in Oakland. And much like last night, tonight the higher elevations will actually be a touch warmer. It's those cool, sheltered valleys which might really cool off once again this evening. You'll see that on our local casts, mostly, for the most part, dropping into the 40s, but there might be some isolated 30s. As we start off your day, you might want a jacket, but look by afternoon. Temperatures are going to be into the middle to upper 60s. I bet we'll hit 70 degrees in many locations as well. So it's going to be hard to beat tomorrow, much like today. And as we head on into tomorrow night, we will see temperatures cooling down just a touch, but not really that bad for this time of year, going down to maybe the mid-40s or so to start out your Tuesday morning. Well, here are the headlines we're following this evening. We expect balmy weather for November to continue. In fact, highs a good 15, maybe 20 degrees warmer than average. Maybe not setting any records, but nonetheless, it's going to be hard to beat that. But we'll be back to reality by midweek as a cold front will bring us much cooler weather and drop us back to our seasonable readings. And also, we're watching Hurricane Ida. It is a hurricane now, and its impact might be felt across the four-state area.